Halyna is 98 years old. She lives in the Luhansk region and she remembers the Holodomor well.
Whole families died at that time. There was a case once when a 10-year-old girl was buried. Her coffin was placed on top of her grandfather's. Her whole family died before, and she was the last one. There was no one to dig a grave for her to be buried in.
At the time, people were trying to survive as best as they could.
We ate gophers and we caught mice, at least something so that we could catch it and eat it, anything that died. People were not paying attention to what they were eating.
Village resident Vera Sukhomlin heard about the Holodomor from her grandmother.
This is my mother, this is my uncle and aunt. The three of them were lying here and they were swollen from hunger. They described how under the hill, underground, there's a layer of fat. The crust is green, this was gathered and then it was cooked.
There is a gravesite on the outskirts of the village. This is where the victims of the Holodomor were buried. The main cause of the famine in Ukraine was the seizure of crops and livestock by the Soviet authorities, who sent the food to other countries. It's largely believed that Soviet leader Joseph Stalin orchestrated the act of genocide with the aim of wiping out the Ukrainian farmers.
They sold and exported the grain cheap because there were hard times. The government had money, but they did not allocate it to the farmers, and they took the grain away.
The Holodomor, which translates to death by hunger, is considered to be one of the most atrocious acts of the 20th century.
We need to remember this date. We need to appreciate those who survived. Now we are the last generation to be able to communicate with the last living witnesses, the people who survived it.
Historians believe in villages and small towns of the Luhansk region, more than 32,000 people died as a result of the man-made famine. Reported by Anastasia Volkova for UATV.